Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some Mono Black, a weird kind of list for us to kind of pivot to in this current meta. It's not very popular, but we're going to give it a shot. Covert Go Blue played it a while ago and happened to have a lot of success with it, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot today. We made a couple of tweaks to what I thought we needed to do for the current meta at hand, but it against the meta decks actually performed pretty well. It was the obscure decks that actually ended up giving us a little bit trouble, which we ran into more frequently than I have in the past playing as of late. But we're gonna go ahead, hop in, and see how the games go. I hope you all enjoy them, and if you do enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe. I truly appreciate it, and if not, I just enjoy you watching the video regardless. So let's get out there and game. I know, Manor Red, you haven't seen a new land in your entire life. You're fine. It's not gonna do nothing to you. It's not yet, anyway. Another land there is pretty crucial. I had to say so myself, but let's take our sorcery speed, move on, gain that little bit of life back, take that out. Then next turn we play land. Depending kind of how this turn goes, decides whether or not we play Liliana of the Veil, which might be the case here, because then they'll probably have to feel obligated to remove this Liliana of the Veil. I like in these spots against red, they're not gonna have a flash creature, and missing a land drop is pretty nice for us, but we definitely have to get ahead because of that. Because when Mono Red misses a land drop, normally that means they're holding onto their squeeze and Godric's and stuff in hand, and that's something we can't really deal with too well. The hit now, and then immediately as I said that, there's a Godric. It's a 4/4 now naturally. Also missed land. I mean, that would have been the sickest, probably shielded play we have. They say nice because I get to sack their Godric again, but now they have to answer Liliana again because their hand's kind of vulnerable. But the temptation, I guess maybe I should have at some point played it. Did I even have time to play that? Is that just like a lie? I don't even think I had time to actually set this in play. Lightning strike. I've never heard that Liliana voice line, by the way. It's no fun when they hit back. This will... Okay. I haven't used this outside of, like, what's the format? Timeless. So this is always activating a Castle Garenbrig for me. What do we got here? I've also never played with this card, as weird as that sounds. I was pretty out on the Mono Black deck myself whenever like the Invoke Despair was pretty popular. If this 2 tries to hit, we allow it, which is weird because I want to be able to interact with it, go for the or a Monstrous Rage. I don't want them to be able to do it in response, protect it. We'll gain 2 more life here, and then hopefully we can slam a Shieldred. Or just miss again. We have to hope to not die to just burn. They do nothing. Is this a 4-mana version of Mono Red? Brother. Like, please, draw a land. I mean, pass. This can be used as mana for us. So, but it's only to cast instant or sorcery spells. So it's a little bit awkward. But it does help us bridge the gap if we do find a land at some point. I lied. I don't want to land ever. I'm going to cast this for 2, trying to hit a land off their deck. No? We're just kind of staring at each other. Huh. Quite an experience we got going on. That makes sense. 2 tokens. I have a weird feeling that this game would be kind of over if I hit land. I mean... I hit a couple of lands, I guess. Let's see it. Well, we throw a block here. See what they do. If this is going to die, we're going to use it for mana regardless. They Witstalker Frenzy it after I declared as a blocker. Actually, let's cancel that. We might as well not use it for a mana regardless at that point. It's like, we shouldn't take an additional damage if we don't have to. Belden's gone now. The Star Frenzy gets rid of that. Now, Monster Trade's there. Okay. It is just really making me grasp at straws right now, which is kind of wild. I mean, I've just had like the win con in hand. It feels pretty much. Look at roll token and what is the target here? Got it out of the way as well. Lower their turn by a ton. I'm 17 cards deep. Please, just a land. Oh my gosh. I'm in so much pain, dude.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me.
We're making them lose their creature. I'm hoping this is probably just a Witch Stalker Frenzy. It doesn't do anything. Don't worry. We'll just play this game. Yeah, it's a Witch Stalker Frenzy.
We'd rather forget.
Oh man. The wicked roll. I hate it here. Just give me a land, please. Oh my god, please, a land! Oh man, it's so tragic. I can plus just discard this. I'm almost 20 cards deep and I have 1 mana. I have like the win con in my hand currently and I just can't get to it. It's so tragic. They attack Liliana, which buys us time. That's sick. This +1. I'll target you. Auto pay. Oh! We hit a land from their deck and we would have missed. Oh my god, bro, please. Oh, let me out of here, dude. I've
always hated.
I'm about to hit a land off of their deck. And if this is with Stalker Frenzy, I'm crying. I still miss the land, dude. They're not. I am 21 cards deep. And I've had 3 lands. I have mana to cast this now, so for me, it is definitely just an attack situation. Because I have to close this game with the shielder, because apparently lands aren't viable in my deck. Oh boy, what a funny game. What a funny game. Sure. There we go. Took both our cards. Hey! Land! Woo! Now that it doesn't matter. Sick. Oh, okay. Good game, opponent. That was... Honestly, I've never felt like I was going to be so excited to see Mono Red again. I'm just sick of seeing Boros Convoke, you know? That's brutal. Do it as quickly as possible. Try to get him out. They were respectable, so you know, we'll try to just get through the game. Also, after that land, we didn't hit another one. That is criminally hilarious. Like, I had a good time. 24 cards is how deep we went for 4 lands. We had 20 non-land cards and 4 lands. Wow. All right. Well, pretty sick for us to be playing against control. Poison. I lied. Or enchantments, maybe? Yes. Seems like enchantments. This is where this card will actually come in play. So I'm not even going to waste my cut down now because cut down is instant speed removal. Liliana's pretty clean too. -1. Bonk. Look at him. Gone. This is honestly probably a matchup where like Outrageous Robbery is also pretty sick. because you can also just play their busted stuff. We won't counter on that. That makes sense. This comes up. We'll just gain the life now. We could have put a -1/-1 on it and you just cut down to get rid of it. But we plan on just playing Liliana here regardless. So I'll have to necessarily commit to that game plan. I already have more lands than I did in my last game. Well, I guess I found one eventually, but I already have more lands now. They say, answer this one, please. On Audacity. Ah, snap. There's a big creature there. Cut down, irrelevant. I want to plus Lily regardless. I want to do it before I remove the Calyx. Outrageous robbery, I think, is a way for us to kind of win this game, which is weird. But also, I think having my minuses available will be nice. I'm not sure if cut down will ever be able to slip in and actually be useful. Talking Numa, we can at least try to find like a bat or something. It comes down to it. Then we just wait on this. We try to make them take their turn. Or I could technically robbery them for 2. This has trample. We want to see if they try to commit another audacity to this Calyx. We'll see. Ossification. What is this to target? I would assume they're going to target the memory. So they can hit me and then Liliana. Yeah. This is all fine, I suppose. Where is this going? Okay, correct. Now we pop it. They don't generally play protection spells. If they do, I'm willing to lose to it just from the fact that I don't think they've played protection spells in years. So, yeah. I wish ossification could go on non-basics. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I feel like with like land destruction spells, it'd be so sick to watch your opponent potentially make that mistake. Man, all my cards in my hand are good. I'm just passing. Might have good cards, but with 2 mana, they played nothing. So, looks like... what does this do? Enters the battlefield, exile target non permanent. You don't control until it leaves the battlefield. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds additional mana. Sure. Okay.
Fine. I'll take my zombies and leave.
2, 3. I just couldn't believe it. When it goes first, ooh. Hand's weird. I'm gonna keep regardless. All right. Oh, that's a sick draw. That's a sick draw. They play Felden here. I get to pick it up cleanly. Oh, Charming Scoundrel. Whatever they put the Wicked Roll token on is what I will remove. Unless they make a treasure. Sometimes they do. But it's not very common that they will. A lot of times, I think here, I would almost commit to making a treasure. Yeah, and that's exactly what they do. So, for me, it is just going to be limited damage now. And then just take out the other creature as well. Monstrous Rage is why they did that. Okay. Genuinely kind of surprised. I was not ready for that play. Even though I should have been, I wasn't. That out of here. And now the path's kind of clear. Can gain some life if needed. And Liliana minus. Cool card right now. That's for sure. Take another loot. Liliana finding a good spot to kind of fit in here. We'll just gain our life. Liliana not really going to be able to keep up though. That's the main issue. If this case ever gets completed, Liliana will not be able to keep up with that. Please, against mono red, just draw the 4th land. Me not do this game again. Like, I don't want to play this game where I'm sitting here looking for my 4th mana. I know I can play the Celestis, but that's not the same. Oh, they play another Scoundrel to make another treasure. Is Liliana what you're going for? Okay, sure.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish.
All right, we do hit a land. Very sick. You know what's really good against this case is indeed a Shielded to the Apocalypse. Do we try to submit it in here now? I kind of want to play the Celestis because Celestis is so good. I also want to play Liliana and just minus on this. But I'd love to do that if I could play the Celestis, so we'll try to do that next turn. Let's put a Shielded on the battlefield. They'll play with Fire me, probably looking for a bigger removal spell. Problem for them is that they ever solve this case and they lack the like kind of mana to deal with this Shielded. They'll actually be in a lot of trouble, to be honest. Here we'll only have memory block the Charming Scoundrel. No reason to block that. Not blocking to let them lightning strike my Shielded seems like a very loose play that I don't want to commit to. Play a Charming Scoundrel. Wicked roll. Treasure, maybe? Charming Scoundrel is honestly one of the coolest cards that mono red plays. Like, I know that's weird to say because mono red is ugh, but I think Charming Scoundrel's actually pretty cool, just like in general. Do I just want to commit to a big outrageous robbery and just like play all their cards? I can do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do it for 4. Or do I think I just commit to this play and I just minus. They'll sack his Scoundrel, of course, but then I can outrageous like if I rip a land, for example. I rip a land, I can play it, I can outrageous robbery and then plus Liliana. But that's kind of what they want, I guess, because of this. But with the Shielded in play, it's also not what they want. So they can do play with fire here. They can do something where they play with fire my Shielded and then attack with this stuff. But they're just going to answer my Liliana, which makes sense. Now that case is complete, they'll draw a ton of cards. I don't know if this matters. I think just for, like, they can look at 2, I guess. Tapped out, landed a Phoenix. Sure. They're going to draw so many cards regardless that it's going to be kind of weird. And if they don't spend their mana wisely, they'll have to discard their hand. Demolition Field. Very sick. Very sick indeed. So Liliana's not in play, so I don't really have to budge anything here. Plus it'll go to nighttime, so I'll get to gain an additional life here. I'll gain 3 actually. We take, honestly, gonna let this go for the throat go. Shielded is gonna give me some life. They're gonna draw 2, and they're gonna take 4. Then they're gonna take 2 more. So Shielded just did 6 damage alone there. Land what? And turn face up, discard your hand. Sure. They're just playing the creature side with Prowess and Haste. There comes a bird. A Kamano. Okay, so they're completely empty-handed. Again, revealing that information to us. Maybe not the best thing. Pass. Can't block regardless, so it might as well attack. What can I do? 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I can do this for 6. Give me those cards, mono red. This is upsetting. I hate it here. Big action. We want to draw an additional card if we have a Shielded in play. So upsetting. But can we kill them here? We play. I would still need a red. Is Disguised from hand? I think Disguised is. Ooh. That's pretty sick. I'm down to do that. Down to do this. I don't know how much mana it is. It's a lot of mana. Okay. I want to do it. Demolition Field sucks. Give me cards. I'm playing there. I've done some rogue things today. This one. I'm at 25. Yeah. We're going in. Especially considering they start their turn with -4 damage. So, once again, we go against red and we have an absurd game. I did not think that I was going to have such a good turn with Fugitive Codebreaker being like the main piece. The only problem, we do have to slip in 2 more damage, but if they answer shielded, of course. But they don't have a blocker currently in play. But, nice, sweet. We take another dub. I'll take that. We go first. Sure. Don't have a whole lot of black mana in our hand, but we can potentially find it. If not, we'll cry and talk about it later. A few times I feel like I've been going first. Draw a lot. Fighting for my life, dude. Play and go. What you got for me? Human. Sure. 1, 2. Go ahead and have you sacrifice a non-token creature. We do this right now. No reason in waiting. Second draw of this is kind of cringe, to be honest with you, but that's what it is. Yeah, I guess this. I'll just pass because I'm gonna use this as removal, I think. I'm looking to like kind of remove stuff and then do that. What do you got for me? I guess, man. I definitely wouldn't hold that to, I don't know, catch back up in the game, but you're allowed to do whatever you want. I'm gonna blow this up, even though I can't really do much about it. Maybe honestly hitting the Battlefield Forge was a better choice. The other doesn't really do anything. Take action. Just gonna play this now and just gain life. I'm not gonna take too many more turns off. Even if they do play something, I cut down their bigger thing and then -1 the other thing, or -1 something and then cut down the other. Cut it down. And maybe we'll get the Deepest Betrayal down. Absolutely clean. Nice draw. Now I don't really care as much. Now we have a good life-linking attacker. We'll flip into a 2/3. Invoke, what happened? What is your hand? You have 4 Knight Errants in hand. That's a nice generic 5/5. That is, look at the top 6. Shuffle my library. The combat attack. One, 2, we can blow up a land, but it doesn't really matter too much. What if we just end this right now and take every copy of that out of your library? I guess. I kind of had to figure they were all in hand, but they're going to draw 2 cards here, which is like brutal to an extent, but also like I think getting the Knight Errants out of the way and just having to deal with the wide creatures is fine. Sure. Like now if they cast something. What's more important? I think just killing the Packle is actually more important. All good. I'm gonna get rid of that because this is just a 2/2. And I'm going to get aggressive. That's one of the reasons to get aggressive. Alright, answer it. We're at 32. You're at 6. And I have 4 in the air. And then a turn to do that. Sweet. Wow. That is one of the few times I have ever played against Boris Convoke it didn't go like that. I don't know if it's ever gone like that, to be honest. That was wild, but felt great. It felt fantastic, trust me. Yeah, I mean, removal, maybe a catch-up card, and kind of a cool card on the top end. Plus, we're gonna draw blue black. Yep. Oh, Liliana's actually a wicked find here. Oh my god, it's Reanimator. We are dead. Oh no, dude. Not Reanimator. Not like this. Not a world like this, dude. I mean, realistically, we have to Liliana go for it stuff now, even though we're super dead. We're so dead. No counter magic. Well, there's an Atraxa already. Cut down, you're not targeting anything ever. I just know that for a fact. Oh my god, dude. Why did this deck show up of all times to show up? So if they find an island, they have reenact a crime. Well, they put a swamp in there, so they don't have it this turn, that's for sure. What if I go for this and I exile all their reenact crimes? Be so sick, wouldn't it? I mean, I guess realistically, they can't deal with Liliana that well. I'd rather discard. I guess get rid of a land right now. Worldly Gaze. I don't know if I like that well. But if they otherworldly gaze and they keep on top, I need cards here. Hopefully they'll allow us to respawn here. I guess we could do it on upkeep. Leave any card on top. We robbery it. Leave none. Okay. I guess I'm gonna go for it now regardless. Okay. Anything good? I want to hit the reenactor crime. Put it on a stack and I'll just. Yeah. You can do that and have fun with someone else. I just played that yesterday. I don't feel like watching it. Oh man. Oh, we go first. The perfect hand not to draw the third land on. The perfect hand not to draw the third land on. I know how it goes. Oh. Here, I'm sorry. We're in the dirt now. We're also against red, so I should know that we're not going to draw the land. Wouldn't even be a surprise. Alright, well. See you, red. That's a Felden. We'll cut down Felden and just gain 2 life. Shocker. It's almost like it happens every time you play against mono red. I think we can just hold our cut down. I guess we'll pass. Like, perfect thing to play here. Maybe play this later. Not necessarily the best matchup for it. Sure. Yep. Yep. I still want them to be able to replay the Felden, but if they want to monster trade it now, then sure. Figure. Maybe it's a lightning strike, play with fire. Sometimes you'll see them play with fire that because it makes sense to them, but I think they're wanting to lightning strike my 2/3. Play this. Tap mana against an aggro deck. It's pretty tough sometimes. The end is actually kind of cool, especially if like it's Godric here, plus we rip a land. Second Felden, kind of annoying. I don't really want to block it, but I think blocking it just makes sense. Does it live here because of Monstrous Rage? Tragic. Probably shouldn't have blocked it, but sure. Nice mana. Yeah, so they grab a Monstrous Rage in general. Do I just play a Celestis and try to make sure I can play more mana? Or do I just hold these ends? I think holding the ends makes more sense. But I don't know on Felden now, just feels weird. Bloodthirsty, sure. Combat, Sick. I can exile the rest of these as well. And the monster trade just countered. Opponent's hand. There's a Godric. They do play the frenzies. Okay, nothing new. Actually, we need to look for one card. All right, they don't play the 3-mana enchantment thing. Whatever that's called. I'm just gonna die to the board. Okay. Yep. Second end. The only problem is, which Stalker Frenzy's their last card in hand. Sick. Not really, because they're taking 4 of our life. Plus, I can bring up this Foundry next turn. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't yell at me yet, chat. I didn't mess it up quite yet. Don't worry. Bless this. End this. Yeah. Yeah, man. Now we're grinding. It's very possible our opponent doesn't cast a spell this turn. They might, though. Because they have no more Bloodthirsty Adversaries. They have no more Godrics. Down to 7. We go. We do have to know that. Oh, they're doing it so we don't get a cycle. That makes sense. Demolition Field here. I can still play this. Or maybe I shouldn't have. Because I should have waited till it was nighttime. So a little bit of a mistake on my end there, I guess. And we let this get to combat and attack so they can't use it as a mana. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. We have chances. We have chances. We're not living big, but big action. Watch them just have lightning strike and it doesn't matter. Oh, I was so ready for it. This one. I don't remember seeing Squee, but down to 2. Yeah. I mean, I want to cast Virtue, but I'd much rather wait until the mana makes sense in turn. Celestis trigger, yes. Take the action. Get this Celestis out of our hand. Sure. Pass. Alright. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. There it goes. You need life at some point. My turn. I have 2 spells. No. Activate. Yeah. Sweet. We can do that, and then we just cast no spells. It goes back to day or night. We take that action. We're just looking. We're looking, dude. We're up to 5. We're grinding, hustling. The hustling, bustling city, you know. So here's a weird thing. I would love to bring up this Foundry, but they have a Witch Stalker Frenzy. Sure. To get rid of Witch Stalker Frenzy. Oh. They know I have a blocker? Sure. This up? He's dangerous. You gotta watch out for him. He's slippery. Oh, they had another Witch Stalker Frenzy. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Do this. Just put him in lap. If it... Card opponent mills 2 cards, put a lane card from the graveyard on the buff tapped. Okay. Discard a card. Here. I had to make sure that that was going to be what I thought it was. So, we're at 4. We're grinding. There's another foundry. That sucks. I can decline this for now. Cut down's actually clean. That actually just takes all of our mana, though. Bring back their foundry. Oh, no, it exiles, right? Correct. Yes. I guess I just let it go back to night, huh? Take the action. Not really necessary to, but don't worry, opponent. I plan to never die. Please don't be Monstrous Rage. We're going for. Ah! Oh, we're fine. Hold on, team. It's okay. 1. What do you have for me? Another one? Oh, yeah. Milling mono red. They're at 28 cards. Oh, there's 2 Witchstalker Frenzies. So they have no more Witchstalker Frenzies. We saw them discard one earlier. They used one, and then there's the other 2. So, Field of Ruin, Mistress Foundry. Not really that kind of about using it. I think we're better off doing this and finding something a little bit better. Honestly, need to be using this mountain. Take this action. Oh, that's tough. I'm actually going to leave it in hand. I would love to get this virtue down. I just don't think it makes any sense. But maybe that's what we have to do. Play with fire. They're going to scry. If they leave on top, I can activate this, which is interesting. They go to the bottom, so we don't care. Take this action. That card. Good. When we can exile other things, maybe? We'll have to do some math, but... Yeah, bring this up. Block. Yep. Wow! What a weird, grindy way to beat mono red again. I'm bullying red, apparently, today. What a wild day. What would we have ended up taking? I guess, honestly, probably just rip the Phoenix chicks out of the yard. Could have been Felden. Could have been more Charming Scoundrel. It's kind of weird because look at this. Like, we took a lot of their good stuff. So, wow. We grinded that game out. That was kind of crazy. It was first. I mean, we'll try this. Mono red. Eventually, we're going to lose mono red. It just sucks that it might have to be now. Especially because they're not playing X1s. We play this, gain some life. Will you be enough? Oh my god. Threat. Like. Holy. Actually. Four life's probably better, huh? Well, actually, no, because then Liliana can... No. Yes, maybe. -1. -1. Then it'll be make a blocker. Oh, God. Okay. By being dead to mono red, I mean, it required the absolute bonkers from them. They realized that they're big, goofy fellas. That's for sure. I'm so upset. I'm so mad about it. I mean, you gotta try. Just have lightning strike and it not matter. Land. You don't know why they'll monster straight something. It'll put a counter on something. Godric will get flying. I mean, we shouldn't have won that anyway, but Okay, fine. Mono red, relax, okay? Okay, to talk about this deck a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of refer to something like state of the game kind of thing, and kind of my thought process going forward, and how I feel like I'm going to play kind of Magic from here on out, at least for this standard season. As you probably know from playing ladder, that right now it's pretty stale, pretty boring. Like, you just have to either beat one side of the spectrum and then lose to the other side, or beat that side then lose to the other side. You either have to be prepared to beat the Boros Convoke deck or Control. Like, those two are probably arguably the best deck, at least on the ladder of best of one, it seems. I think, like, weirdly enough, Esper is generally the better deck in best of three, because it does sideboard so well against either strategy that it wants to. But in best of one, it is kind of unanimously, at least from what it feels like to me, blue white Control and Boros Convoke. So that makes playing standard best of one kind of miserable, because you do kind of have to just sign up for the fact that you're going to lose one side of the matchup or not. And climbing when you have kind of an auto loss potentially queued up at any point is definitely frustrating, especially when you run into it like 3 times in a row. Maybe sometimes you'll do more, sometimes you'll do less, sometimes you'll be prepared to play against Boros Convoke, but they'll be on the play and put 8 power in on turn 2. There's just not a whole lot you can do about it, and that just sucks, honestly, in terms of like grinding ladder. So it's a bit weird, and this happens a lot of times when new sets come out. Like, certain archetypes just get way stronger, and then the rest is kind of whatever. It happened actually with Mono Black for a while, when Invoke Despair, Meathook Massacre, things like that were all kind of in unison together, and Mono Black got a couple cards banned. Even Reckoner Bankbuster had to bite the bullet because it was just getting splashed in all those mid-range style decks, and even Control was starting to play it. So it's definitely a little bit complicated in terms of standard right now. So do I care to really hit Mythic? Not really. Like, it doesn't make or break me, I think, in terms of my feeling towards it. Hitting Mythic's obviously cool, and if you hit it and you're proud of it, be proud of it, you know? It's something you did. It's great. Way the game is, I much rather, and I would assume most people would probably rather have this kind of viewing experience, and maybe I'm wrong. You can correct me. It's just from my short knowing of being on YouTube and doing arena content, I feel like people want like different types of decks. I don't think people want to tune in and it just be me cycling Golgari, Esper, Control like every 3 days, just going through it every other time. Like, for example, do I play the Teamer Ramp deck? Like, just auto kind of loses to Convoke, but you know, it's a fun deck to play. Or do I just, because if I play that deck, most likely I'm going to lose Elo to find games, but I won't hit Mythic playing it, or I will just because I get a lucky stretch of games where like my opponent didn't draw as well or something like that, or the matchups favored me regardless. But I don't know. It's something I've just been thinking about. I'm not sure. Like, I like hitting Mythic. I just think like playing the same deck and changing one card is not very interesting as like from a viewer perspective. And I could be wrong. Definitely could be wrong. So if you have some advice, feel free to share. Other than that, this deck felt great. It was really weird that it felt better against the meta decks than it did the obscure decks. Like I think we had one game like the blue black reanimator pile in which they just crushed us. I lost to Convoke where I mulled to 5 and they just put 8 power in on 2, so I didn't even show that game because it was just a non-game. But I'll at least bring it up here. I did lose to Convoke on a mull to 5, 8 power in play. Imidane Recruiter after that hit me for like 19. Don't think we need to see that on turn 3, you know, against a deck that was not really even attempting to fight back at that point. But other than that, the deck list is solid. The only thing I will say for best of 1, which is interesting to say the least, we probably need to get a Path to Peril in here. I think probably need to get Path Peril in here. And if that's the case, maybe drop one of these and go up one of these, or drop one of these, go up one of these, which is where it was, or even lower this and get Path Peril in, or just some lower, like, overall just board wipes might be necessary. Not really sure on that aspect. The other thing is I also trimmed to go for the throat for a long goodbye, as I did a couple of test games before. I played against like Skrelv 3 times in a row, and I had to go for the third hand. I was like, well, cutting that down to 1 because I'm not losing to just my opponent resolving a Skrelv and me going, okay, I guess I died to that. Like, is what it is. But outside of that, the deck was fun. It was definitely enjoyable. I had a lot of fun playing it, especially when you get to play big wacky cards like Outrageous Robbery. And when you get it to work, it's one of the funner things you can do kind of in standard right now. Also, I get to play for a mom, so that's pretty sweet. Outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed your content regardless. And obviously, this could just be me kind of having a hot take on my outro on how I feel. I might change my mind tomorrow. Who knows? But as of right now, standard's in a weird place. I think most agree with that. Just is what it is, but I'm gonna keep playing. Every now and then I might play a different format just because like I need to take a break from the monotony of standard. But hopefully it gets better. Hopefully we find something that's nice to play here soon. And of course the Pro Tour is coming up as well, and it is standard, so they might be able to mix it up for us in that regard as well, because that's where the blue black reanimator deck came from, a paper competitive event. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. So other than that, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.